Today on Passion for Food, I'll show you how to make these easy sour cream mashed potatoes. Now, I don't want to be an agitator, but this bowl of spuds really is a cut above, so let's go ahead and get started. And first up, obviously, are our potatoes. I like to use russets for these. They are the standard mashed potato, but other potatoes will work okay. Yukon Golds are probably a second favorite of mine. Once peeled, we'll just go ahead and give these a rough chop. It doesn't really matter what size we go for here, just so long as they're all roughly the same size. It does, of course, work better if you cut the potato in half and lay it flat before you decide to cut it. I just thought I'd show you the right way and the slightly less right way to do things. Once we have our potatoes cut up, we're just going to dump these into a pot of boiling water. I do like to salt this water just a little bit with about a teaspoon of salt. That may not be doing anything, but it's just kind of culinary instinct for me at this point. When we added our potatoes, the water temperature crashed way down, so you will need to put it back to high to get it simmering again. But once it's simmering, we're just going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. So after 20 minutes, we'll just give these a quick test, and you should easily be able to push in a fork, and ideally the potatoes should actually break apart for you pretty easily. This will make them easy to mash without getting a ton of firm lumps. So let's go ahead and drain these, and I do have a quick tip I'd like to share with you folks here, which is simply to reserve a little bit of this potato water. Because I'm going to be using sour cream, I don't want to add any additional milk because I want that sour cream flavor to really come through. So I'm going to use the potato water to add any additional moisture we might need. And don't worry about getting these bone dry. I know a lot of mashed potato recipes really stress getting all the liquid out of there, but considering you're going to be adding liquid back in anyway, that's a bit of a culinary old wives' tale. And speaking of culinary tall tales, have you heard the one about how you're only supposed to use room temperature butter? Well, that's another one for the trash heap. I use cold butter all the time. It's fine. And we're going with about 3 tablespoons of it here. And of course we do want to season with salt and pepper to taste. And one of the reasons I'm not concerned about the cold butter is there's a ton of heat in these potatoes. So I'm just going to give that a quick little mix before I add the sour cream to make sure that butter is nicely melting for us. At which point we're going to go in with 1 heaping half cup of sour cream. You can adjust this, but this is a good starting point if you're using 2 large potatoes like I was. Now, there's a lot of variation on mashed potato viscosity, meaning how thick the overall mash is going to be, but I really like mine to be silky smooth and soft, so I'm going to add in about a 1/4 cup of this hot potato water that we reserved earlier. If you prefer your mash firmer, don't add any at all, and just see how it is with the butter and sour cream. You can always add more later, you can't remove any. So we'll just mash this until we have the consistency that we want. Some people like a lot of lumps in their potatoes and some people don't. If you like yours completely smooth, I recommend a potato ricer, but I actually like the occasional little lump of potato in mine. So after mashing and smashing, we're left with this beautifully silky smooth sour cream mashed potatoes. So let's go ahead and plate these up and give them a try. I really do love this mashed potato recipe. My wife describes it as tasting like the inside of a really good loaded baked potato. And really just for presentation purposes, we're going to drizzle on about a teaspoon of extra melted butter. Isn't that pretty? You know it is. And finally, just a little green onion. I like just snipping these on with some standard scissors. Although if you want to kick this up even another notch, what I would suggest is using a lot more green onion and adding them at the same time you add the butter. That way you can make kind of a sour cream and onion mashed potato situation. I really love these potatoes, so I hope I've inspired you to give them a try. If you've enjoyed today's episode of Passion for Food, please give me a thumbs up below and consider subscribing and hitting that little bell so you don't miss our future episodes. And if you'd like to help our channel grow, the best thing you can do is share this video. So thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Graham with Passion for Food.